every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 144th day of my challenge, where first of all, there, I feel better now. So today I'm gonna try Oatmeal Butterscotch cookies, also known as Oatmeal Scotchies, I believe. I've never heard of them, but today I'm gonna try. And apparently I'm continuing with my theme of baking when it's really hot. But today actually the cookie lover in me wins over the person who doesn't want to bake in hot days of summer. So anyways, before we get into the ingredients, I want to mention only one thing, that is about the butterscotch chips. Now, where I'm living right now, I cannot even find simple chocolate chips, so there is no even like thought that there could be such thing as butterscotch chips. So I went ahead and started searching for some butterscotch candies. So the closest ones I could find were hazelnut eclair toffees, and this is empty because I've already prepared all the ingredients. So anyways, these have some filling, not that runny as in this picture, but still I feel like it will be like an upgrade to the butterscotch chips. Man, that's a little bit of a tongue twist for me. So anyways, while cutting each candy, before unwrapping each one of course, I cut each candy in half and then each half into 3 pieces. So while doing that, which took quite a lot of time actually, I started wondering how do they do these, well, chips, chocolate chips or butterscotch chips or whatever, because that's hard. That really, well, maybe not that hard, but it's really time consuming. So if you can buy like a prepared, like a ready bag of chips, butterscotch chips, I would definitely suggest doing that instead of this, because I don't know, it took me like 40-50 minutes, I'm not even kidding, to cut up each one of them into small pieces. Do I have them here? Yeah, like into such small pieces. So I'm not really curious. I think I will Google while the cookies are baking. I think I will actually Google how chips, well, chocolate or whatever chips are made. Yeah, so that's my story today. So let's go over the ingredients and let's get started. We're gonna need 180 grams of flour, 180 grams of butter, 150 grams of brown sugar, 150 grams of regular sugar, 200 grams of oats, 300 grams of butterscotch chips, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of salt. I have my largest bowl here because there will be a lot of cookies making today. So I'll take my butter and both of the sugars and cream them together. Okay, now the eggs and vanilla extract. Oh my goodness, that's already hot. What will happen when I turn on the oven? So I have my dry ingredients right now, which before adding to the wet mixture, I want to quickly mix them together. So I'll add salt, baking soda, and cinnamon to the flour, briefly mix them in, and then put to the wet mixture. And then I will mix just to combine. I don't want to overwork the batter. It does smell like autumn. What is it? Maybe it's the cinnamon? I don't know, but it really smells like autumn, which is quite funny having in mind how hot it is today. So anyways, I have my 2 last ingredients, oatmeal and, well, let's call them butterscotch chips. So I'll just fold them in and batter will be done. Look, even chips are melting. I wasn't kidding when I said it's hot today. Look at this chocolate chip. Wait, butterscotch chip. These little guys, they're requiring so much love from me. Okay, so now when that's done, I will prepare my baking sheet, which, what's that? Sorry, by lining it with some parchment paper, and I'm gonna turn on the oven to preheat to 190 degrees. Okay, so back comes the cookie dough, and I also have a small ice cream scoop, which also is called a cookie scooper. So it's the size of 1 tablespoon, and it's just perfect for making cookies because you make perfect equal size cookies round ones. You don't need to roll them or anything. It's so quick. Once I made cookies, well, not even once, without this, and after, like, when I know how fast it takes to make with this, it was at least half as long making without this. So I definitely recommend getting one of these. So I'll form the cookies, which should be around 5 centimeters apart from each other because they will expand. So that makes roughly about 12 cookies on one baking sheet, and that will be actually my only sheet today because I will not be able to enjoy the other baking, so I will just freeze the rest. Okay, so now this goes into the oven for 10 minutes, and while they're baking, I will form the rest. And now this will go into the freezer, and this is one of the best tips I've learned from Laura, that is freezing stuff. It's so cool. When you're making something, just make a bigger batch and then freeze some of it. So whenever you want a fresh home-cooked meal or dessert, you have it in your freezer. You just take it out, defrost a little bit, and then cook or bake in the usual way. So here's what I do. I have a kind of like a dedicated plastic plate because even though it hasn't cracked yet, but if it ever does, I will not be sad. I would definitely not use my nicest china for this job because I'm gonna put them like this into the freezer. And by the way, when you're arranging your kind of formed cookies, you want them not to touch or touch each other as little as possible because they do stick together. So I usually leave it overnight in the freezer, and the next day take it out, then separate them if they stack together, put them into the freezer bag, and that's it. I have my ready, waiting for me cookies in the freezer. Look at this cookie! Okay, so apparently candies are not equal to chips, well, butterscotch chips, because they totally melted into one giant cookie. So next time I bake the rest of my cookies, I will put way less, maybe 6, 8 maybe. I think 6 would be a safe choice because they kind of ooze out, but man, even though it, okay, not a perfect circular cookie, but look at this. Can you see how shiny? Like, you can see the caramel and it smells so good. So, you know what? These are for me, so I don't really mind them looking this way because they compensate with their smell. Oh man. This is so cool. Good cookie, good. This is like a, how to describe it? It's crunchy, chewy, and what else at the same time? Sorry about that. My husband actually came back at the most important moment of my recipe trying, but as you can see, he also tried this and he loved it. I totally don't remember what I was saying before that because I kind of had to fight for this cookie, but this is a super cool combination of a cookie. It's chewy, it's crunchy, it's gooey at the same time. I think it's because of the candy though. If it was the chocolate chip, I think they would be kind of, well, they would still keep their shape. Now my candies just oozed out completely. That's why I have now kind of random shaped cookies. But anyways, the texture, the taste is really good, and I feel like if you have butterscotch chips, then you can, well, without fearing that this will happen to you, try this recipe. But I honestly don't mind it because these are for me, so I really hope that this was fun and helpful. If you want, go and check the original recipe by Laura there. The written one is, as always, in the description box down below, both in American and the metric systems, of course. Whew, I really needed to take a breath. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a day. Bye!